Guys, this is story time. I remember one time that someone mentioned to me and stated that strong women are lonely for a reason. And what I gained from that message is strong women aren't lonely because they're hard to love. They're lonely because strength became their survival. And survival doesn't invite intimacy. If you've ever been told you're intimidating, independent, or too much, stay. This conversation is not flattering, but it's honest. While this whole people you validate and challenge them at the same time. Mm-hmm. This is the mirror. Becoming strong because no one showed up. No one showed up. So with not having someone showing up for you, you learned how to do the impossible and make it possible. There's nothing wrong with that. You didn't choose strength. You just adapted to it. You learn not to need because needing is disappointing. Your strength kept you alive. And it did. For me, it kept me alive. Because if you don't have strength, you lean on other people to give you that strength. And I think I've been like that ever since I was a child. But it also taught me how to close certain doors, especially if it was affecting me. So my question to you guys, when did you stop expecting someone to meet you emotionally? I'm going to let that marinate for a second. When did you stop expecting someone to meet you emotionally? I'm going to tell you why men pull away from a strong woman. And this is not to bash them is not to defend women, but strength reads as self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency can signal no space needed. Many men don't know where they fit. Most men don't fear strong women. They fear being unnecessary. And that's true. If you have a partner in your life and you're a strong woman and you seem as though there's nothing that you can't do by yourself, then the men, or that man, I should say, is going to feel uncomfortable, not warranted, and he gets confused in where he fits in at. And then sometimes jealousy comes in. If no one feels needed around you, how would they know where they stand? He don't know where he stand. Then it becomes accusations like, prime example, oh, you think you know it all. Oh, you the smart one. Those type of things start coming into play. Guarantee you. Emotional guidance discusses and confidence. I'm fine as a default response. He handles everything alone, then resents being alone. The thing about it is you don't push people away aggressively. You do it quietly. And people don't fight to be close to someone who looks complete without them. This is where few men, they love a woman who needs them because they have to feel like the leader of that relationship. And I know sometimes that is so hard to do. Especially with a woman who's been handling everything on her own. And sometimes it feels scary to let someone else in and have them to completely take control of everything in their space. But I found out that in order for you to make that person, that significant other, feel useless, you have to learn to lean back. Even though sometimes I know you be itching, you be like, oh no, I can't, I gotta fit, or you have to double check because it's instilled in you. So it's hard for you to just let it go and say, okay, I'm gonna let him lead the way. I understand that concept too well, too well. Like I'm gonna point out, loneliness and leadership. Um, it's two different things. So either you're gonna take the loneliness, or you're gonna grant that partner to have that leadership. And as I said, it's hard to let go and say, okay, I'm just going to let you take control and you just lead. That is so hard. But I'm learning. I'm learning. You know, I just feel like strength without softness become isolation after a while. You know, you gotta have some type of softness. Yeah, you do. I know independency without vulnerability becomes distance. I know that too. It's so easy to get distant from a person who is so independent. That other individual is going to look and say, listen, since he or she feel as though they got it handled and they can do it all on their own, let them do it on their own. That becomes their mentality about the situation. You know, I even had the question like, who actually knows you without you performing strength? And I would have to say the person that knew me without me showing any type of strength, but they also knew my strength, and that was my mother. Like I said, when women is of this stature, they definitely have to learn, you know, to stop being the fixer up for everything. Um, this is just a reflection, for people to reflect. And especially it was for me to reflect because I know I am totally guilty of the story that I'm telling. Totally. And this is for all of those women who have the tendency of letting go of some of their independency and give it to the man to lead and just soften up a little bit. I'm quite sure that you will find that room, that space for that man to feel like the leader, or that he is part of supporting you instead of you doing it all yourself. Or you can let go of some of that independency, and you will find the loneliness. Somebody will be there